Oh, man, I gotta be honest with you right now.
Yeah?
I don't feel very attractive.
Why?
I got a big, gross pimple that I'm covering up with a pimple patch. My hair's dry. And I stink.
I can't smell you.
I'm just letting you know I smell.
You also thinking you have dry hair when I've bleached the living daylights out of my hair is laughable.
I think people just need to accept us for who we are and the way we come.
I do accept you. Do you accept me? No, because you make me shave my armpits and my legs.
Here we go again. No, I didn't mean you. I mean the sleepyheads.
They don't care what we look like.
You don't think they're out there like, look, I'm going to be honest. I need my podcast host to be fucking hot.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
I'm too tired to find out. Good night.
Wait, can we talk? It's the Bedtime podcast. I never know what you're going to go do.
Neither do I.
You always switch it up.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. But I kind of like, I always, whenever we start singing and it's different, I'm always like, why didn't we just talk about this?
Because it should be a surprise.
It should be.
Yeah.
Do I still surprise you?
Sometimes.
Can you recall any time
that you surprised me?
Yeah.
No. So I guess not. Do I surprise you?
Every day.
Yeah, I'm a surprising person.
I think I'm a surprising person.
Well, what do you think you've done recently to surprise me?
I think when I told you I was going to go to Al-Anon, I still haven't gone yet, but...
You know what? That was surprising, and that was beautiful. He still hasn't gone, but it was a beautiful gesture with absolutely no follow-through, and thus making it meaningless.
I'm gonna go. I mean, I gotta be honest with you, Syd. I'm not going for you.
No, I know you're going for you.
But when I do like things, like when I do like self-care, that's surprising to you.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. So that's bad that's so surprising to me. But I guess you didn't ask if anything was a negative surprise. You just asked if it was a surprise.
Wait, that's a negative surprise? How is that? It's good.
No, I mean, it's a good surprise, but it's bad that surprises me is what I mean.
That taking care of myself surprises you.
Yeah.
You've stumped me. I don't even know.
I stumped him?
That's a real pickle in my brain.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, yeah, I guess, but I'm like, I feel like you do make it seem a little like I'm just like so bad to myself.
No, I'm not, because actually I was thinking about this when, and who knows if you're going to cut this, you told me that your friend gets frustrated with how his wife doesn't take care of herself. And I was like, I am glad that's not really my problem. Like, you, for the most part, take pretty good care of yourself.
I mean, I definitely like, I eat well, I exercise, but I would say like probably where I'm not as, where I don't put as much effort in is in like
your mental health.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm alone. I feel like if you compare me to the American population, I'm doing pretty good mentally, I'd say.
Yeah, but it's kind of like how we say we don't compare ourselves to other dog owners.
I do all the time.
No, we just said yesterday, we said we don't do that, remember?
No, remind me.
We were talking about how we didn't think Romy got enough exercise yesterday, and you were like, well, compared to the, average dog and like owner, and I was like, no, well, don't compare ourselves to the average dog owner, and you agreed.
Now thinking about that, I'm disagreeing.
Why?
Because I do think that's good to be like, is it wrong to be like, oh, like if I'm beating myself up about like, oh, I only gave Romy a 2-hour hike and not a whatever 3-hour hike, and say, well, most, a lot of dog owners, not most, will only give their dog like an hour of exercise, a day.
It's not meant to beat ourselves up. It's just meant to hold ourselves to a higher standard of care for our dog. Like, I'm not trying to guilt us, but I am against comparing ourselves and like trying to give ourselves a pat on the back for being better than the average dog owner. Like, I don't think that's good. I'm like, no, we take really good care of our dog, and it's not about what anybody else does.
Yeah, you know, this reminds me of the UCLA basketball team in the 80s.
Are you joking?
No, but I know you hate this.
I'm not paying attention.
No, pay attention. You'll like this. Do you know who John Wooden is?
No.
John Wooden is one of the most legendary college basketball coaches of all time. Okay. He won the most national championships. His big thing that he would practice is, you know, most coaches, when they're coming up with a game plan, they're scheming, they're looking at what the other team's doing, and they're saying, how can we beat them? And his whole thing was, let's just focus 100% on ourselves, be the best that we can be, and that'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So you're a wooden head.
I guess so. I'm a real wooden head.
But yeah, I have this pimple on my head, and I get really anxious when I get a pimple because I had really pretty bad acne growing up.
Yeah. I thought you always said it didn't bother you.
Yeah, I just don't want it to come back.
Oh, okay.
At the time, it didn't bother me.
Which is insane.
Yeah, it's this weird thing. I think, like, for me, it was a sign of going through puberty.
Okay.
And in my family, the men in my family are all late bloomers. So I think I just wore the pimple as a badge of honor. Like, well, if I got pimples on my face, then I got hair on my balls, and nobody's going to make fun of me.
That's a beautiful thing. Then I wish more teenagers felt that way. You know, because
it just meant like, oh, my body is doing what it's supposed to be doing, you know. But like all the men in my family, it's like this weird Findling tradition where like all the men in my family were late bloomers.
Was your grandpa?
I'm going to say yes.
Even though there's really no way to know.
There's just no way to really know. I guess my dad might know if he happened to have asked that question, but he passed away. But I know sexually he was a late bloomer because my grandparents from the Holocaust. And I know that my grandpa didn't have sex until after the war. When the war ended.
That doesn't make him a late bloomer. Wasn't he like 15 when it started?
But sexually.
There was no way he was going to fuck at like Auschwitz. Did I go too far?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's funny. No, I guess you're right. He got out of the war probably like 16. I think he was like 18.
Yeah,
though.
He was 18, but the war was many years.
Yeah, no, that's true. I lost my virginity at 18.
Yeah.
So I guess he wasn't a late bloomer. Can I tell how he lost his virginity?
I guess so.
So the war ends. My grandpa hasn't had sex. He's obviously like traumatized, depressed. And the trains in Europe at that time were all free just to like get people to get home. And he just rode the trains throughout Europe out of Poland and stumbled upon a brothel. And that's where he lost his virginity.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Pretty crazy.
How sad to like survive the Holocaust, lose your virginity that way, like live a very like beautiful life, have children, have grandchildren, now have great grandchildren, and then your stupid fucking grandson talks about how you lost your virginity on his dumb podcast.
Everything's up for grabs.
Yeah.
It is like
humiliating.
Yeah, right now he's in heaven like, I don't want anyone to know about this.
Yeah.
Why are you telling all the people? The sleepyheads.
It's so funny.
But anyway, so the men in my family, they were all late bloomers. And, you know, I was lucky. My parents, because they had such experience with my dad being a late bloomer and my brother being a late bloomer, Ari Findling, late bloomer.
Late bloomer.
Ari Findling's a late bloomer. I hope everyone knows it. Okay, but
oh my god.
So the thing about it is my parents knew, so they took me to an endocrinologist at a much younger age than they took my brother.
Yeah.
So that they could time out me going through puberty at the right time. So I remember I went when I was 12 years old to this endocrinologist. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
For the sleepyheads, an endocrinologist is a guy who looks at your son's balls and says, they're too small.
Ew. I've never seen baby balls, but I'd never want to. Well, babies don't have balls, do they? They're not dropped. Is that a thing?
Dear God. Babies have balls.
So is balls dropping not a thing? What
Balls
is that?
dropping, I guess, is a thing. I haven't thought about balls dropping in so long. But I think it happens to men when they go through puberty. They still have balls, but their balls are, I think, higher up into their sacks.
So then I haven't seen my nephew's balls.
No, they're there.
I'm literally about to pull up a naked photo I have of him and be like, does he have balls? Pause.
Yes. No, can you not do that right now? That's really annoying. Like,
I just want to know if babies have balls. You don't know.
I do know.
You don't remember being a baby and having balls.
Well, of course not. That would be a scientific miracle.
My first memories of my balls.
I used to look at it. I used to hit it.
I used to tap them, flick them.
Tap them, flick them, piss on them.
You can't piss on your own balls.
You could, yeah.
How?
Easily.
Oh, you know what?
You gotta-
Thinking about, yeah, you can.
You
You interconnect the balls.
you interconnect the balls with the sack. So I went to this endocrinologist, and he really was. So what he did, the way you're able to know when your body's gonna go through puberty is, I guess, like your brain is going off of your bone age.
Mm-hmm.
And usually your bone age is the same age that you are. But in cases of late bloomers like me, my bone age, I think when I was 12, my bone age was like 8.
Wow, you got young bones.
And the bones are young, you know they're young, not the right age, a little too young. Okay, so yeah, they were 8. So that means, I guess that would mean I would have gone through puberty with no intervention at 16.
Devastating, because you were really tiny.
Yeah, and that I was really tiny, even having some type of intervention.
It's so weird you're like normal sized now.
Well, I'm a full-grown adult.
I know, but it's like you'd think a tiny little boy would be a tiny little man.
I'm a 32-year-old man.
I know, but it's just like you'd think you were so, like I was like.
But that's genetics.
I guess.
That's also genetics. In my family, we happen to be fairly tall.
You're not tall. I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, I'm above average.
But you're not tall. But you're not little. I would say you're average.
Yeah. My brother's kind of tall.
He's really tall.
He's 2 inches taller than me. Okay, so my bone age was 4 years younger than my actual age. So what does that mean?
When the bones are young, you see a doctor. What does he do?
It gives you testosterone.
Perfect.
Or HGH.
Got that story out with Overworth quicker. No, I'm joking.
There's so much more to this.
What?
I have a lot of riffs off this, so just buckle up, Sid.
Okay.
Sid. We're going to Riff City.
Riff City, bitch. Okay, sorry.
A little tiny ball's gonna take us to Riff City. Okay. So I got 0.25 milligrams of testosterone injected into my buttocks.
You were juicing?
I was fucking juicing, dude.
Is that what? No, juicing is steroids.
That is steroids. HGH.
Testosterone? Oh.
Human growth hormone. That's what baseball players take.
Oh.
That's what Mark McGuire took. We should take all his fucking records off the goddamn record fucking books.
Okay, keep going. This story's gonna take 7 hours.
Okay, so everybody's liking this, Sid, but
joking. You gotta let me riff.
That's not riffing. You're negating me.
No, that's what riffing is. Making fun of you and telling you your story's bad.
Oh, okay. Okay, so 0.25 milligrams. My dad injected it into my butt. So every day, every once a month, I would get on my bed, I'd pull my pants down. My dad would sit right beside me and inject the shot into my butt.
When
I think.
Bones are young, you get the butt shot from your dad. Human growth hormones.
Or maybe the doctor did it.
I really don't believe your dad was shooting up your ass with.
he wasn't going in. He wasn't shooting it into my asshole.
Shooting HGH up your ass.
Yeah. Hey, son, sit down.
Oh,
This is
This is how we find out you were abused.
Yeah. My dad.
My dad shot steroids up my ass.
Yeah. So. Okay. So I. Okay. So.
Your poor dad.
And I
His
did.
parents survived the Holocaust. He has a hard life, all for his stupid fucking daughter-in-law to go on her podcast and say he shot steroids up your ass.
My dad would love that.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So we did that for, I would say, like 6 months, and it timed out perfectly because guess when I noticed first signs of puberty?
I don't know. After those 6 months.
On the morning of my bar mitzvah.
Whoa.
I'll never forget it. I pulled my pants down to pee.
To pee.
I looked down and I had pubes.
Ew.
I had a bush.
A full bush or like 2 pubes?
I had a very like a 5 o'clock shadow of bushes.
My sister's gonna kill me, but when she started to get pubes, they were like long and black, obviously, and I would call her Osama bin Laden because is this too gross? Because it looked like Osama bin Laden's beard.
Yeah, that's what's gross about it.
What?
You think I have a problem with the reference?
Not that I.
You're like, is this reference too obscure? No, I think I'm more concerned with thinking about my sister-in-law's pubes. Thank you very much. It's a hard image just to really get out of my head.
I know, it's fucked up. Maybe we should cut it.
No.
She's a minor. Okay.
She's a minor.
Well, not anymore, but she was.
Okay, but that doesn't matter. She's not
But
a
she
minor.
was a minor.
We all were minors.
Okay, you're right. We're just talking.
My dad was shoving needles up my ass when I was 12.
You're right.
Now that's some fucked up shit. Okay, so I see pubes. The morning of my bar mitzvah, it's like Hashem himself looked and said, today you are a man, but you also be a man.
You only had to say today you are a man one time for that joke to work.
You think no, but I think I needed the double thing because it's like you're a man. That's like what the Jewish tradition says. But but seriously, take a look below. You are actually a man.
Okay, I think you only needed one, but that's why we're different comedians. Or you could have said, today you are a man in more ways than one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's what I was looking for.
What is this accent we're giving God?
Today you are a man in more ways than one. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's weird because now I'm thinking about the timeline. A lot of men masturbate before they can come,
Ew.
or at least I did.
Gross.
Too gross?
I think so. We don't want to hear about little boys jacking off. I'm sorry, but we don't.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. So
Now, the thing is, a lot of men masturbate before they can come.
yeah, just saying that like you're a professor.
Yeah. So now, scientifically,
Let's turn to page 36B. And it says here that Jameson would always masturbate before he could come.
little boys masturbate before they can come.
Okay, I'm
That'll
sorry.
be on the final exam. Okay.
Yeah, listen.
Cut all this.
No, this stuff stays in. This is gold.
Now turn to page 57 in your book. This will be on the final. I want to know. I want to make sure you know that little boys masturbate before they can come.
Sorry, sir, you're leaving? Student?
Student. Yeah, that's what they say. Student. Well, I was picturing it in a lecture, so yeah, he wouldn't know the name, but I don't know if he would say student. Student.
Student, yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, so I see the pube and I'm relieved.
Yeah.
I say, you know what I said to myself? It's not going to happen to me because My brother and my dad, I think, faced a lot of. I mean, I had my own share of bullying, but not over this. Like, faced a lot of bullying because of the way their bodies looked and how it looked differently than others.
What did you get bullied for?
Like Jewish stuff, and just like I feel like I would just get picked on and teased for like just stupid stuff, but probably because people were just jealous.
Yeah, of how dorky you were and little.
Yeah, I was very little. I also like, I feel like I kind of put myself out there. And,
yeah,
you know, when you're doing that, people are going to make fun of you.
Yeah.
But now like that, I think people like that about me.
Yeah.
So full circle moment.
Full circle moment.
So
I thought the first full circle moment was your grandpa being in the Holocaust and then you getting your pubes on your bar mitzvah day.
Why is that connected?
I don't know. I
just because of Judaism?
You survived, yeah. I had a past life reader tell me I've been Jewish in most of my lives, which I think is very beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that again.
You could say that again. Yeah.
So I see the pubes,
mm-hmm.
and I'm just really.
This story's still going on.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just really relieved because I wasn't gonna get bullied, and I guess what I wanted to talk about too is like, it's such a weird thing that kids made fun of my brother and my dad for having like a tiny penis. You know what I mean? It's like, why did they care? Like for my dad, it was like in gym class back then, you would shower after gym.
That is like the craziest shit ever to me.
Isn't that crazy?
They'd all shower together.
Yeah, we didn't. And now but it's also funny that the way they solved the problem is they were like, all right, we'll just let all these stinky ass kids go back to class.
I mean,
like, that's not good hygiene either.
I'm not worried about the hygiene of the kids showering together. I just think it's fucked up.
No, I know, but it's disgusting to like sweat and then be like, okay, go do arithmetic.
I guess.
Which I took senior year because
I never had gym class in the middle of the day.
When did you have gym?
It was always like after school sports.
You didn't have gym you didn't have a physical education class during the day?
Oh no, I guess I did.
Yeah.
But I guess I never got that sweaty. I was more of a walker.
Yeah, we know.
More of an indoor kid.
So why, like, I don't understand the logic of a child being like, that kid's penis is so small, I'm gonna make fun of him mercilessly.
It's really fucked up. It's insane.
Well, that's why also when we have talked about having kids and you've been like on the fence about circumcision.
Yeah.
I hear you out and I get what you're saying, but obviously there's Jewish implications involved that make me want to do it. And two, it's just like, to have a penis different, like a different kind of cock, it is a lonely journey.
No, I would do it now that I know I've been Jewish in multiple lifetimes.
Yeah, it's also a Jewish law, but it's also like, I think if my penis looked different than my dad's, I would feel really insecure about my body.
Yeah.
You know? Unless, of course, he was like, no, kid, what you got is the way.
Yeah. Which is what you would say to our son.
No, your dick is the normal one.
Mine's weird.
Mine's weird. Mine's weird. He says it twice.
Yeah.
For a great impact.
Yeah.
For dramatic effect.
Dramatic effect. Mine's weird. Mine's weird. Mine's weird.
So
no, totally. But I'm not worried about this since we're like more leaning towards not having kids now.
Ugh, every day it's a
I know
new
every
thing.
day. Well, I feel like every month and a half it's a new thing.
Yeah. You went through puberty right on time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Just nothing weird about it?
Nope. I mean, I had huge boobs. Like, that was really, honestly, traumatizing.
And they kind of came out of nowhere?
Yeah. Like, I was pretty skinny. I was pretty chubby, actually. And then I, like, leaned out pretty hard in, like, 8th grade. I got really skinny. And then, like, end of 9th grade, just like the biggest fucking tits of all time came in, and then I got kind of curvy and I was like, my life fucking sucks, like this is hell. And then yeah, I hated my body.
Can you talk to us about the day you got your period?
Oh my God, it was horrible.
Without being too graphic.
It's going to be graphic, so just get ready. We used to go to New York to visit my older sister because she lived there and my dad's from the Bronx. So we would go like once or twice a year. Like that was our like vacation. And I was 15, so my parents were back together. And so me, my sister, and my grandma were sharing a hotel room and my parents were sharing another one. And I think my sister and my grandma were sharing a bed and I was on a cot. And we were walking around the city all day and I had like the worst lower back pain of my entire life. I was like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. Like I'm in so much pain. My mom thought maybe it was all the walking we were doing or something. But I was like, this is fucking not normal. Like everyone was kind of worried. And then I went to bed that night. And when I woke up the next morning, it looked like someone had been stabbed to death on the bed. Like it was just like I soaked through that cot with red blood.
Yep, I got it.
Like... And then the rest of the trip, my grandma could not stop laughing at how the cot looked like someone had been murdered on it. Like, no one was making fun of me, but everyone was like, it looked like someone died on that cot. And then, you know, we realized like, oh, the back pain was my first period. And that was also alarming because I was like, oh, that's going to happen once a month for the rest of... till I'm like, 45, 50, like that fucking sucks ass. So yeah, that was my first period.
I can't believe that women have to go through. I'm not trying to pander. I cannot believe that women have to have a period every month.
It's truly the fucking worst.
It is so crazy that it's just like, yeah, about 3 to 5 days a month. I just...
Mine is 6 days.
6 days a month. I'm just like almost the sickest I've ever been.
I'm not the sickest I've ever been, but like the first 2 days I'm in a ton of pain and then the rest is just kind of annoying. But yeah.
I would have a period.
Thanks, Noah.
I would have your period, baby.
The emotional shit sucks too because I'm always like a little down and like...
You're a little more sensitive.
Yeah. I definitely like feel like I'm going to cry a lot.
That's when you freaked out from the TikTok comments.
It was my period day?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Or I'm just being a shitty man that your emotional spiral was like, she was on a period.
Might have been. Those comments were pretty mean.
I know, but I do think you were. I feel like I do remember that.
Okay.
So we posted a TikTok video with Robbie Hoffman when she was on the pod about when I paid off Syd's debt.
Which isn't even technically true.
I mean, it is true.
No, it's not.
We paid it off.
Your parents gave us a wedding present and we paid it off with that.
Yeah, but I could have used it to buy other stuff.
No, you couldn't have.
I can't believe you called me out like this.
Well, so like it was kind of a lie. And then everyone on TikTok called me like an ungrateful bitch. They said one comment said women are so dog shit these days, which I think is so funny.
And other people were like, you should really leave her.
Yeah, everyone was like, oh my God, leave her, red flag. If my wife talked to me that way after I paid her debt, I'd be sick to my stomach. Like, it's a fucking comedy podcast. Get a grip.
Yeah, I mean, we did heighten
we heightened it, of course.
Because it was funnier.
Yeah, like, it's not funny otherwise.
And it gave Robbie a better reaction.
Yeah.
Guys, we take liberties.
Yeah, well, I think I said it was only $4,000, which, like, honestly, I stand by. It was only $4,000.
Are you kidding me? Wait, but to circle back,
what?
Full circle moment on the pod, you did say you shouldn't compare your experience to others.
Fine.
So,
but I do think with debt, it's okay. So,
yeah, I think it's okay. But yeah, Syd, these comments are really bad. And for me, I was just like, when people comment on our stuff, I mostly it goes in one ear out the other. I'm like, these are like fucking idiots on the internet.
But you're sensitive too. Like when people say bad things about the podcast, like you're like, oh my God, what?
I'll be like, should I take this seriously? But I say it pretty casually. I'm like, I shouldn't let this ruin my day, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, no. And I'm like, yeah, I won't.
But you didn't have people attacking who you are as a person. And like at this point, it was like hundreds and hundreds of comments because it went viral.
Yeah, it went viral and you deleted it. And that that really pissed me off.
It was so negative. I don't know why we would want that on our page.
Because we're laughing all the way to the bank because we got a lot of followers from it and views.
I guess.
It's okay, though. I stand by what you did.
It was so mean.
Yeah. People are mean to you.
Yeah. People don't like me really on the internet, and that's fine.
But I am really happy that I went through puberty on time.
Yeah, I'm happy for you too.
And, you know, I think it's good. I think I'm happy with my body now, except I do have a pimple, but.
You have a great body. What? You do. I remember when I first started dating Noah, Noah is the most attractive person I've ever dated. / I'm married to him, but like
that's pretty nice.
Yeah, but before Noah, everyone who listens to all the sleepyheads know I had like an abusive boyfriend before Noah, and not only was he abusive, he was also gross.
Oh my god.
Sorry, but I'm gonna say it.
What if he hears this?
He hates me. But anyway, he was like my height, really gross. Like, I can't believe I let this man treat me this way. Anyway, so when I started dating Noah, I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, this guy's tall. His legs are amazing. Noah's legs are my favorite thing about him. I would always be like, what the fuck is going on with his legs? Like, they're so long. Like, I would just stare at them and be like, this guy likes me. He has such long legs. Anyway. Have I gone on for too long?
Yeah,
Am I being insane?
You just talked about how good looking you think I am.
I do think he's very good looking.
It's really sweet. I will say I've never been on a podcast where someone spoke about how good looking I was for 5 minutes. So
I think you're really, really handsome. Someone asked me last week if I think you're handsome, and I was like, obviously, like what? I think he's so handsome.
Yeah. Speaking of hot, I am getting hot.
I think you're so handsome. Do you think I'm pretty?
I think you're okay.
That's not funny.
Of course I think you're pretty.
Okay.
Of course I do. I said it today. You looked so pretty.
I had an audition, so I did my makeup.
Yeah, it was nice. I think you're always, I think one thing I looked for in a partner is just someone who is naturally beautiful, and I think you are.
That's one thing you looked for? JK, I looked for someone with good legs.
Yeah. But before we go,
what are we into this week?
What are you into this week, Syd?
I'm really into hot dogs. This will stress Noah out because processed foods will shorten your life. I know a lot of nurses, so I know that for a fact. But I just love a fucking hot dog. They're so good. Chicago style, New York style, Philly style, chili cheese, chopped up and put on a bed of French fries.
They know hot dogs.
Okay, they're just so good.
Yeah, you got to chill with the hot dogs.
I am. It's a summer food.
I'd say my one note for you is just like less hot dogs.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, that's it. Everything else, perfect.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm into the chiropractor.
Oh my God.
I started going to the chiropractor because I'm developing one of those like neck humps that like a lot of millennials and Gen Z have from being on the computer.
Developing, sweetheart, it's there.
Okay, thank you.
He's gone through puberty.
I told them. I told them.
It's just developing doesn't quite say how bad the problem actually is.
Thanks.
Oh. I think you're so handsome, neck hump and all.
But you do got a little hump in the back of your neck. It's too much.
It's massive.
But so it's getting better, and I just like I've been looking forward to it because it's like, okay, this is 15 minutes where an expert in bodies is going to come in and fix mine.
And touch me. And
I also am like, I'm just like using my insurance. I feel like an adult. I'm like, this is what I've worked so hard for a man for basically for free to come in and twist me and turn me and spank my little buttocks. And hey, who knows? Maybe he'll even shoot an injection up my ass. Shoot an injection up my ass.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to be.
That's a callback.
It is. I know. It's really good. This episode's full of them. I just need to say something really quickly that is annoying. Is I tried to get Noah to go to the chiropractor for so long.
Who cares? Why does it have to? Why
because
can't
now you love it so much, and I'm just like, you should listen to me more.
Okay, but I did. Why does it matter if I was busy?
Just listen to me.
I was busy.
Okay, fine. That is true.
Like, who cares? I did it.
Fine.
It's not about how long it takes to get there.
So will you get a shamanic healing?
No.
It's only like $5.
I'm busy. Okay, sleepyheads, we love you. Follow us on all the things. We do still have some merch. Our sleepyhead hats. They will be in the show notes. And we love you guys so much.
We love you, sleepyheads.
I'm coming.
No.
I have to come.
No.
Okay.
This show's PG.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
It's the Bedtime podcast.
Since when do we sing it at the end?